All right, our next couple that we're going to highlight that have just completed the 42-day program are Kiana and Kemp, and they are young doctors and maybe personally some of my favorites, and I have some reasons why that is so. But Kiana, your journey was a little bit more unique than the average person, and you guys were gung ho and all ready for it, and then something happened in your life, and I don't want to steal that thunder from you. But before we get to that part, how were you feeling before the program that made you decide, hey, maybe I should lose a few pounds?
Yeah, great question. So when we started, we kind of, heard about it, understood kind of a little bit of the details of it, but really started thinking like, okay, we want to start eating better. We kind of know how to eat okay, but we're kind of in this habit of not eating well and not taking care of our bodies. And I had a baby a little over or close to a year and a half ago, and it was just holding on to a little bit of that baby weight that I didn't want around. And I think that that kind of prompted me to like, hey, let's try this new program that, it seems very simple. It seems very quick in the grand scheme of things and can hopefully help kind of shave off the last like 10 to 15 pounds that I've been holding on to since having a baby. So I think that's what kind of pushed me into it. It was kind of the start of the new year. Let's find the right timing to make it happen. I needed to get out of my snacking habits and all of that I knew wasn't serving my body. So that's kind of what pushed us through was just learning about the program and knowing that we could do it for a short time.
Awesome. And I know it was your husband's birthday, and that was a perfect time after his birthday to really jump in and get the program started. And it appeared that everything was just perfect and normal in your life. You guys are busy. Both of you are doctors. You have a busy practice. You've got two kids, the typical American, dream and lifestyle. But then something happened. And it
Yeah.
could have, and I was watching as your coach, I was watching, and it could have derailed you, and you had every excuse in the world to not follow through and even do the program because something happened. Do you want to share a little bit with us on that?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we started the loading phase, that those 2 days of the loading. And then about 2 day, actually the next like 2 days, 48 hours later, we were completely uprooted from our home. And so we had to basically grab a diaper bag, our dirty clothes basket, and our scale made it on the trip too. And we just knew, okay, we committed to this despite not knowing what was going to hit us very quickly. But it was a situation that we had to leave our home and be in kind of a temporary living situation throughout actually the entire time that we were on the diet or the program. And it was something that, looking back and kind of living through that, it was actually a sense of simplicity for us. There was a lot of chaos and a lot of moving parts in our personal home life that my grocery store trips were very simple. It was okay, stick to the yes list. Get a little bit creative here, but know that like okay, I don't have to be all consuming with trying to find snacks and all like this abundance of food that definitely wasn't serving me. So I would say in the hardest season of my life so far, I also felt the best. So it was something that maybe there was a little bit of little divine intervention there to kind of push us through like hey, we had to make this decision because if we would have been in that, I don't think we would have decided to start, but we started before that chaos happened in our personal lives. And so it was kind of interesting just to see like okay, I'm not eating breakfast, and so I just have two meals to think about in the day. And it kept our lives very simple when the rest of our stress and chaos was happening. And honestly, I was quite thankful that I didn't have all the junk in my system while I was also trying to survive. So
Wow, that is a inspiring story, and I watched that throughout, and I thought, wow, they have every reason under the book to quit right now, and you and your husband didn't. You stayed true to it, and I think it proved to be beneficial to your body. Can you share with everybody how much you and your husband lost during this
yeah.
very chaotic time, I will add?
So through this chaotic time, I lost 17 pounds and my husband lost 18. And I think if we probably could have lost maybe a little bit more if we took away some of that stressful environment for us. So I'm actually excited to go through another round of it because I do have a little bit more that I want to lose, and I want to feel that way again. And I do have um, education around nutrition. I do have, the knowledge about like what food to eat, but I don't think I even knew how crappy I felt eating the junk food. And when I took it completely out of my diet, I actually like noticed my brain fog was better. I noticed my energy was better. I wasn't as hungry as I thought I was going to be. And so having all of those kind of in my life for the 6 weeks, it was like, wow, when I got off the program and I introduced some things that I didn't have for that time, I'm like, that did not serve my body. I did not feel well at all. That cookie was not worth it. And
Right.
so I think like just giving me that perspective too that, okay, I thought I felt good. I thought I felt healthy, but then I actually really put in the time and effort to fix my diet and fix the food that I put into my body. And I noticed, whoa, I feel so much better. I feel lighter. I don't feel bloated. I don't feel this heaviness in my body. And that really made me want to make some permanent changes, not like be kind of beyond the program too. And so there is a little bit more when our home life gets a little bit more stable and more routine that I want to go and do the program again because of how well that I felt during it.
Awesome. Very good. Very
Mhm.
good. Well, what an inspiring story for all of us. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And, you know, to lose 35 pounds as a couple between the two of you, in such a chaotic time, I think that like you need a high five. That was really, really well done. So good job and congratulations to you both.
Thank you. I appreciate that.